At Home with Lucas here. So today we're going to be talking about AOC's 34-inch gaming curved monitor. Yes, people, this thing is a beast. It has 165 hertz refresh rate, so you're going to be able to game like you always have wanted to. With the 1000R curved radius, you're going to be able to get immersed in your gaming, or at least that's what we hope. This thing also has AMD FreeSync, so if you have an AMD graphics card inside of your PC, you're going to be able to sync this up and it's going to blow you away. Not to mention the fact that it's a 21:9 aspect ratio, which has some benefits, and it also has some drawbacks, which we're going to talk about in this video. Definitely a little bit of a learning curve, definitely some pros and some cons, not to mention the fact that it has the amazing pixel density, so you're going to be able to get that crisp text. You're going to get a lot packed into this ultra wide monitor. These things are not just for gaming, they're also for productivity, and you can really get almost two monitors in one. Yes. All right, in this video, I'm doing a hands-on with the box, quick unboxing and first impressions on said monitor. After that, I'm gonna be putting this bad boy to the At Home Lucas test to figure out, is it something you should buy or maybe skip altogether? I'm here for you, so I don't have to waste your time buying and returning. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, let's walk around this bad boy right quick. So you got the name of the company right here at the bottom, AOC. This is of course the ultra wide 34-inch. The curved radius on this is definitely a little bit more than my previous monitor. Built like a tank. This thing is very, very solid, and I don't say that lightly. This thing is really, really solid. It's got plastic all along the bottom. Take a look at the back right here. You got some red accent colors, which look really cool. This is where the mount locks into place. At the bottom down here, you got two HDMIs, two display ports. That is really cool. You got your power over here and your headphone jack right there. And then this is a departure. It's all clicky buttons at the bottom. So normally you have some kind of joystick or something, one single button. And then over here you have your USB 3, two of those. You have a super fast yellow USB port right there. You have another USB 3, and then you have an Ethernet port right there. Take a look at the bezels. The bezels are once again hidden underneath the display, so it just looks like there's a tiny little bit of plastic right here, very similar to the Dell monitor I just reviewed. In fact, this looks like a carbon copy of the Dell monitor I just reviewed, now that I think about it. Okay, now let's go ahead and put together the stand. It looks like it goes together really easily. You just slot it right into here, spin the finger tighten screw on the bottom, and there you go, that is the stand. Let's go ahead and mount this on there. Okay, just like the Dell monitor, that goes on super easily. You can articulate this back, this up and down, all over the place, all the way down to the bottom, all the way back up to the top. Not as smooth and stable as the Dell monitor. This is definitely way wobblier, but there you go. That is how it articulates. So you can get it low and tilt it back like that. All right, that is how it fits in my desk. I have a shelf up above, which limits the height. This stand right here is bananas. We're gonna talk about that later. That is so big and so pointless. I don't understand where that is going on a desk. Your desk would have to be 40 inches deep just to house that. I am very confused on that. The other first impression is that this thing wobbles like no other, and it just keeps going. Like, I don't understand. It is like literally wobbling all over the place. Horrible stand in the back. That is absolutely terrible. So you're saving money on this versus another monitor, but that is a huge letdown. I'm hoping the image quality makes up for the stand. Okay, without going into any adjustments on the settings, it does not look good at all. The glare is unreal. Like, there is so much glare literally everywhere. I don't understand if it's from the angle I'm standing filming this, but I haven't sat down yet. But right now the glare is just bananas, people. It is outrageous. And this room is not very bright. I have 2 of the 3 windows completely closed, so should not be this bright. I'm gonna, of course, go through all the settings real quick, but the stand, the wobbliness, and the display are all telling me this is not a good monitor. Okay, sitting down in front of it, the glare goes away a little bit. The first thing I always do is I jump into the start menu and I go into the display settings. Once in the display setting, I always go down to advanced display setting and make sure my refresh rate is at the highest it could possibly go, just to see if it'll work. And we'll go ahead and keep that. Now, what happens normally is I get a bunch of glitches all over the monitor when I go to 165 or 144 refresh rate. So let's see what happens with this monitor. This could be different. So far, I'm not seeing any glitches. Usually you'll see it immediately. It'll just start tearing across here. Let's start moving around. We're gonna go ahead and open up something real quick. I'm not seeing any tearing. That's very interesting. So that is really, okay, so we're gonna run it at the high refresh rate that it's at right now, and we'll see if we get any glitches or tearing. You can see that is refreshing really fast. Wow. Okay, people, there's your 165 in real world. Of course, we'll get into gaming later. Wow. Okay, so I'm not seeing any tearing. So that is a big thumbs up. The last 2 monitors I reviewed that went into high refresh rate started tearing and glitching out. So of course it could happen once it gets going, but so far so good. Thumbs up for one thing. Okay, one of the biggest benefits of having an ultra wide is the ability to have so much on your screen. You could even break that down in half and have 4 actual things going. Because the pixel density is so good, you're going to be able to see everything super crisp and super clear. If you had a 1080p monitor and you tried to do this, you just wouldn't have enough real estate and the text would be blurry. So this is a huge benefit. If you want to multitask, you need to multitask, get yourself an ultra wide. They're not just for gaming, they're also for productivity. Let's talk about gaming on this bad boy. So gaming on this is good. It definitely does a good job of pulling you into what you're gaming on. The curvature of this is just right. They did a great job on that. The panel looks good. It's fast. It really does a phenomenal job. So I have to say it definitely passes the gaming test in my opinion. It's really snappy, it's really smooth, so definitely does a phenomenal job. The refresh rate is phenomenal, really top notch. Definitely happy with the way that it performs. So I'm gonna say that if you're looking for a monitor that's phenomenal for gaming, but has a few problems with the screen wobbling all over the place, this is a great one to buy. If it's on sale, definitely snag it. But yeah, gaming in my opinion was great. I really felt like I was being pulled into what I was gaming on. And if you've never gamed on a curved 34-inch 21:9 monitor, you don't know what you're missing. It is phenomenal. Okay, let's go ahead and take a minute to talk about the settings. So the menu for the settings is literally terrible. Like, this is next level bananas, something that you would find on a monitor from the past. Like, it does not seem like it should be on a monitor in 2024. I don't know if this is like by design, like they're trying to pull from some, you know, early 2000s monitor settings or something, like they're trying to be nostalgic. I could be just missing the joke here, but this is absolutely terrible. It's so hard to navigate. It's hard once you get in here to get around to other settings. I literally just like gave up after a while. I was like, this is so terrible. But there are a lot of different settings in here. So if you're someone that likes to go through and tweak everything, you will be able to get there. You're just gonna have to like learn all the different button pressing, and it's gonna take a while. So basically just buckle up, get yourself an energy drink and start going through here. Once you get it set up though, I found that it was something that was kind of crucial. It really made a huge difference on how well the screen looked. So definitely go through the settings in order to get the screen to fit what you need it to fit and look the way you want it to look. But yeah, terrible layout, horrible. Okay, I'm gonna have to amend what I've said on this channel about monitors, because this is a monitor, and I always say that you could tell the difference between a TV and a monitor based on the fact that monitors do not have speakers, but this thing has something. It's very strange. Let me turn up the volume real quick. Okay, so that's coming out of those two speakers back there. I'm gonna unplug those speakers right now, and there you go. You can still hear sound, because there's two speakers on the back side of this monitor. And that's at max volume. So I don't know if this is just like, oh, you're trying to test something and you need to have some speakers for some weird reason. Definitely do not buy this thing thinking you can use the speakers, because they're terrible. And when someone actually starts talking, it sounds like they're talking through a can, basically. It's horrible. Talk about one crucial thing about having an ultra wide is that most shows that you watch on here, they're not going to go into full widescreen. So you're not going to fill up the entire screen. You're not going to get the 21:9 aspect ratio unless they were shot in 21:9. And the funny thing about 21:9 is that's actually how they shoot most movies nowadays. That is the standard for film. So they crop it down to a 16:9. This one is, not only is this not in 21:9, but it literally becomes a rectangle in a rectangle, as you can see right here. So this is one of the biggest problems with an ultra wide that you're going to have to know beforehand. So before you get into buying an ultra wide, just know that there is a lot of stuff that's just not going to work until you get to something that is actually shot. So like I said, this is a movie, so this is shot in 21:9. It fills up basically the entire screen. Your ability to get immersed in this movie is phenomenal, absolutely amazing. But yeah, so there you go. Certain movies will fill up the entire aspect ratio of this whole thing. Other movies will not. And it's just something that you're gonna have to basically live with. And if you're someone who absolutely loves watching like YouTube videos on your screen, just know that you're gonna have the black bars on either side, and it's something that it doesn't really grow on you. It's one of those things where what I often do is I'll just go into this aspect right here. So this is kind of how I do a lot of viewing on this monitor. I'll have a basically full screen over here, and then a full page over here. So I'll be able to watch something on this side over here. So you'll be able to watch something on this side and then get some productivity done on this side over here. That's kind of how it works. I mainly do that when I have the bars on either side. But yeah, there you go. That is something that you're going to see on YouTube. You're going to see it across any kind of viewing on here. If you do download a 21:9 movie, then like I said a minute ago, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Okay, I've been using this bad boy for long enough that I think I have a full comprehensive review, and let's just start off with the build quality. So the screen is definitely better than the stand and the whole mounting mechanism. This thing is literally put onto a stand that is way too weak and way too fragile for this display. I don't understand. Look at that. I literally just started rocking it the tiniest little bit, and it just keeps going and going. Like, it is absolutely insane. It's definitely trying to be the Dell monitor, but it's not getting there. The up and down is very sluggish. You have to put a little bit of pressure in. If it sits too long, it gets really difficult. So if you're buying this for the stand and you're going to put it on a desk, know that it's going to wobble all over the place. If someone comes up while you're gaming and bumps your desk, then your monitor is literally just going to wobble all over the place. I don't know if there's a fix for that. Also, if you have a small desk like I do, this is absolutely insane. It takes up so much real estate. You may be fine with it, but me personally, this is just too much stand. It is ridiculous, especially because it does nothing, because this is completely wobbly all over the place. One thing that is really cool though is to tilt this in some pretty crazy ways. Like, you can really get this thing tilted in so many different ways to really customize it to fit your desire and your situation. So that is really cool. The curve radius on this thing is really bananas. It is a hard curve, and it really sits very far from the wall. So the wall's there, the mount stops back there, and it just keeps coming and really has a pretty aggressive curve, which is good for immersion. So if you're gaming, you're going to be able to get pulled right in, and it's really going to kick butt. But my biggest gripe is this stand and how wobbly it is. So if you're like me and you're really picky and you want your monitor to look good and just stay put, then definitely skip this one and go with something else. For the price, it's not worth it. The display though, the screen is great. It has the modern, basically bezel-less, which just washes over to a thin piece of plastic around the edge. Super easy to clean. So you're gonna be able to wipe the dust off, whatever off so fast on this thing. The chin at the bottom down here, I thought for some reason these were lights down here, but they're not. They're just accent colors. They don't really look that cool, and they don't grow on you. They kind of look a little blah. I kind of don't really care for them, but they are there. The build quality of the display, like I said, is good. You're gonna be able to clean this super easily. So because of the stand, I'm gonna give the stand a 3-star out of 5-star. I'm gonna give the monitor, panel, and the whole setup, I'm gonna give it a 4.2-star rating. So I'm going to give this whole thing a 4-star rating, and I'm going to say that there are definitely better curved gaming monitors out there. If you find this one on sale and it's like a super sale, then definitely think about buying it, but just know that you're buying something that literally, just with a tiny amount of force, it's going to keep going. Look at that. It's going to keep going and keep going. And that's because this stand is basically too weak for this monitor. So definitely take note of that this is not the best stand out there. Now, if you're gonna mount this on the wall or you're gonna put it on your own stand, then you're good to go. This thing is great. It has some amazing curve radius, but like we talked about earlier, the menu on it is terrible, absolutely terrible. Something that should not be on a monitor of this price. So good, just not great. All right, there you go. That's the AOC monitor. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely click that like button. And if you want to join the Adam Lucas family and you want to be a part of this crew, hit that subscribe button. Every time I get a subscriber, I get a boost to make more and more videos. And it's because of you guys, I surpassed 9K. Yes, people, on my way to 10K, but I need your help. Yes, you right there. Tell your friends, tell your family, this guy's on YouTube. They should go subscribe and watch my channel. But as always, I thank you for watching each and every one of my videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.